Hello and welcome back to episode 25 of my tutorial series for Dwarf Fortress. In this one, we are going to have some fun with those cages for real today, and I'm going to revisit the caverns and create a bit of a safe space and talk about what you need to pay attention to when you're going to create and build something downstairs there. So we're going to assign first off a couple of wall jobs so you can see where I'm headed with this. So we're going to have some wall there, and let's see, we're going to use stone blocks if possible because I want to conserve my building materials here. So we got shale blocks. Let's use them. All right. So I'm going to put up a bit of a wall there, and we're going to put up a wall on over there. I really don't know if elk birds are aggressive or not. This game has just too many different things that are crawling around everywhere. And we're just going to use the iron blocks that we got here. Why not? I have already assigned a couple of extra jobs that make sure that we will have some more building material to work with in the future. So these jobs here will get assigned and will get done here. And when I assign jobs in the underground area, so one smart thing, for example, is to station soldiers in the vicinity. So your silly dwarfs, when they just feel like cleaning up the cave crocodile's blood somewhere, that you have some armed forces in the vicinity that are making sure that your dudes are not accidentally killing themselves while they're just doing their thing. Because this way, if anything hostile will get close, they will go and smash it. So this is a really good way of making sure that your construction party is not going to get mashed. So I left open one spot here intentionally, of course, because we have to have one entrance for that thing, and we're going to have a bridge as an entrance. So let's see, what kind of stone can we use here? I want to use some fireproof stone. That's why I'm looking it up. And here we go. So I got mica, granite, orthoclase, microcline, cobaltite, shale. Let's see if any of these is let's see. Yeah, I can use that stuff. So just want to make sure that the bridge is fireproof, because that's going to be the lock, you know. If ever anything in this cavern is skulking around that we're not going to get under control, the plan is that we're going to lock the door and shut this thing down and make sure that nothing can enter the fortress. It's, for me, always super important that I have some sort of a contingency plan when stuff goes foobar, that I can't just flick a lever and then it's sealed off from the rest of my fortress. So why is that bridge not being built? All right, it's just taking a bit of time. Okay, nice. So now we got those walls, but don't get fooled by their solid looks. The problem is quite easy. When we scroll upstairs, anything which is somewhat able to climb is now able to just climb over the wall and invade us. It's not good, you know. It's just not going to work. Instead, we're going to need to put a roof on top of that, just like we're doing here. I hope it's going to get done one day. I mean, these dudes, they are... Oh, I think that the Billon Bar rooftop is getting done. So I want to do something similar down here. So once the bridge has been finished, we're going to unassign the squad there. But in the time between, let's get on over there, and I want to have some fun with cages, like I promised. So we got the barracks of these dudes here, and we're going to carve out a nice large area here. And we're going to have smaller rooms like these here. Let's do that. So if it doesn't make sense yet, don't worry. It'll all make sense in a minute. So we're carving out some rooms here in the back area of the new caverns, of the new barracks. So there we go. check this out. Oh, look at that. The bridge is finally done. So this is kind of a life hack, you know? We got a huge pylon bridge above that, and it's a retractable roof. We could link that thing to a lever, and then we could remove the roof if necessary. But we are now, you know, as soon as we flick that lever now, and no enemy can enter our base from above anymore. They all have to take the detour here. That's really awesome. I mean, climbing enemies can still tackle these walls here and have a quick entrance on over there. So I think I had this bridge here already when I did a episode in between. But like I said in the last episode, I accidentally lost one save file. Alright, so I know that mica is fireproof, so, you know, just in case that some dragon comes sneaking on by. Alright, we got that bridge here. So now the next step is to have a lever connection. So let's get on over here. We got a door connected to this. So no linked buildings to that lever. That's a bit odd. So there's this hatch linked to it. So where is this thing linked to? Whatever, it's not that important right now. If this is not linked to anything, then we can link it just to this bridge here. No problem. That's actually quite good. Okay, so now we got a contingency plan to seal off this thing in the case of. But we don't have security here, so this is actually the more finicky part that we're going to solve now. So these guys, they can now get back to their routine, so we unassign them. And now, well, let's get up there and let's start working. So this is now this is kind of a hot phase, because now another elk bird, because now we're actually getting ourselves into a risky territory. More elk bird. I hope that we're done with elk bird soon, because otherwise, okay, are they agitated or anything? I mean, okay, it seems as if we have to station our dudes here, because actually we seem to have a bit of an elk bird invasion. So let's see. One thing that we can do is just seal off the door. And let's see if these are building destroyers. So, well, they don't seem to like what I did there. And let's see. As you see there, if these would be now able to climb, we would be totally done for. So what we're doing now instead is we're going to build floor on top of that. So here we go. This is rather scary, isn't it? I bet that these guys are up to no good. So I prefer to not station anybody down there. So let's see. It's terrified while in conflict. I don't know what's conflicting them. We have had no fight. And look at the numbers of our food stuff now. They're really pleasant. And yeah, so as you see there, an open entrance to the caverns is always kind of a big deal, you know. So I would have to look it up on the, or I will look them up on the Dwarf Fortress Wikipedia after this episode, what the deal is with the elk birds. But well, until then, let's get upstairs and let's use this area. I'm a little bit scared of that, okay? But it seems like we're safe. Okay, so new stockpile zone goes on over here. Whoopsie, wrong button. And we're going to store all the cages in here. Animals, you go for all there, and then we pick up the stuff from that zone. And now we have animals in here. Then we're going to go on over to placing down some doors, I thought. So, yeah, right. So my stoneworks are brimming with work orders, so it just takes some time. All right. So, yeah, look at that. The first floor piece is already done. There's still that swarm of of elk birds there. That's quite scary, isn't it? But we're up above and they can't climb, obviously. Oh yeah, the killer girl is on the loose again. So she's tantruming. I think I'm going to keep her as kind of a mascot here in the fortress after all. Okay, so this one here, the wall bridge lever, needs to be linked now to that bridge here as well. So we have full security now when we flick that thing. Or, wait a sec. No, actually, no. Let me think. The issue here is, if we're sealing off the entire fortress, then the enemy can't path into our fortress anymore, and, well, that would be kind of sad, isn't it? So, well, let's just leave that unlinked for now. I need to think of a proper system here. Okay, so now we're going to construct floors all over the place. As you see here, I cannot build here because that piece of floor ain't done yet. There's no access yet. But we're going to put floor all over this place here, and then this thing will be somewhat safe. Okay. In the meantime, we're allocating all the cages in there with animals in them and without animals in them. We even catch a Gorlak. Nice. These guys are actually no baddies. They're actually quite chill. So now we put doors inside there. And let's get on over, and this is one of the simplest things that I always love to do. So let's see, we got a giant olm. Oh boy. But I want the goblin, so we're going to construct a terrarium for the goblin here. And simply said, we're going to use the caged monsters as training puppets for the squads. The cool thing about that is live targets just are way better as training. You know, sparring is all good and nice, but your dwarfs just learn way more when they go against live targets. And to make sure that this whole operation is not going to be controlled, we're going to put a lever in there, and then I'm going to demonstrate. The first Fight Club situation will then commence. And feel free to leave me some comments about what we want to do with our prisoners. I'm totally down for suggestions. Here we go, iron cage. And here, a piece of floor is done. So this is a bit of a tedious job, honestly, but it is so worth it. You know, it is so worth it. All right, here we go. And once we are done with that, we can then again build another piece of wall here, and then we could repeat the entire process and build ourselves a little bit of a tower in there. We can do. This game allows you to construct so freaking many different things. It's a really amazing. I really like this a lot. So now we got that. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to link those cages to the levers. And we're going to have some fun. So let's see. Adequate axe dwarf. So they don't learn insanely much out of these things, but I always consider it a nice final thing to do with those pesky prisoners, because you know the prisoners, they take up room, and well, with those larger animals you can also put up a larger fight and the like. All right, so yeah, I certainly don't know if we're going to have an easy time with those elk birds or not, but well, like I said, the if you are ever in doubt about what the creatures are, there's two ways of doing it. You can either go and look up the Dwarf Fortress Wikipedia, or you just you just go and embrace the fun and try it out. If people will die or not, you learn something about it. Or as somebody put it lately, even a bad result is still a result, you know. And I like that line. All right, so now we got those, and we're going to take that squad here. They're all somewhat equipped, you know, good enough. We could also take single dwarfs, put up a single squad or single people that you want to train. If you have a haggard dwarf that is not a child, you can also put up a nice situation there. Things, but for today, we're just going to station the whole squad in there, and you know, it's not the fairest situation for the goblins, but they meant to steal stuff at our place, so we don't necessarily have too much have too much mercy with those little buggers. And here we go. As you see there, we totally went and bulldozed them. We removed the thing there, and now, well, as you see there, so the militia captain decapitated that one gob, and here we have an interesting thing here. So the recruit here is one of our recruits is actually getting some close time with that. So yeah, actually it's working just like I wanted it to. I mean, if you want to go really safe, you can also make sure that you don't put up total rookies against those dudes and the like. They are safety measures. Let's do some goblinite farming here. So smelting that stuff and allowing it. It's really important that when you do operations like these, make sure that somebody takes care of the fallen, because you don't want that miasma everywhere, you know. Alright, so let's see if I successfully kickstarted the production between the episodes. Yes, we do have some coke. And let's see, is there still processable lignite air? Yes, there is. Wonderful. So, there we go. I also wanted to showcase two things that I did there. So, I put up a new work order for charcoal that kicks off whenever the amount of refined coal in the fortress is below 1, because that is always the moment when we're out of fuel. And this is an automatic Kickstarter. This is pretty nifty. I also put up a work order for lots of cabinets, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alrighty, so we have to staff out all those bedrooms here. This is an endless chore, and as you see there, we are really not getting enough doors produced. But I'm pretty sure this will be just fine in the course of the time. The most important thing, actually, funnily enough, is that there are beds. You know, they do get much happier if these beds are linked to actually assigned bedrooms and the like. But at the end of the day, the most important thing for your dwarf is that he or she has a bed to lay in. You know, that's much more important than the actual room designators and the like. But here, well, this might happen in your fortresses as well, quite a lot from time to time. That here, for example, I set up entire blocks and I didn't assign them. This is important because if they are assigned as bedrooms and they exceed a certain quality, your dudes will get happy thoughts because of the quality of the bedroom. And if it's not a bedroom, this trigger for happy thoughts cannot happen, because it's basically bedroom exclusive happy thoughts. That's the best way I can put it. And I hope that makes sense. So, long story short, assigning bedrooms is fine and dandy, but you can also get yourself the job done by just placing down beds if you have a population. If you have too much population and you need to get that under control ASAP because your because your happiness is all over the place, then just slap down beds everywhere. It's already a big improvement. Right on. So now I'm going to go for the smoothing designators because, you know, only a smoothened room is a good room. There we go. And of course, we want to beauty up our dining hall. And speaking about dining hall, this ain't a dining hall yet. Same thing here as with the bedrooms. Oh, it's not enclosed, so it needs doors. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. They will use those tables to eat at, but there is again a thought about being happy about eating in a glorious dining hall, and that again is only happening if the room is assigned as a dining room zone. This is true for practically all these effects in the game, so you'll get used to it. Let's get back to our caverns and the elk bird infestation. They're really all over the place, man. All of a sudden, these things were swarming. Oh no, I hate it when that happens. So I'm a little bit like that, you know. I want to know what my floor is made of. And if it's going to be motley like that, I don't care, but I want to select which kind of color it has. But yeah, we have luckily enough oh no, dang. So I didn't mean to build walls. We get in there, promise. Sometimes the building menu here in this game is a little bit challenging for me. Okay, but you see where we get in here. This whole thing is coming together, and to make it really safe now, we're going to bring up walls here. And technically, of course, to make it really safe, then again, we would need to put a roof over these walls yet again, so flying things can't attack us. You can take this quite far. So let's see, we're going to take, what kind of blocks do we have? Iron blocks. I still have enough iron blocks for that. Awesome. So it's going to be a continuation of the iron wall here. Nice. Okay. There we go. So this is one thing that we're going to do with caged monsters and prisoners and all these things. We're going to train our rookies with it. But first, I want to make sure that they get all the gear they need. That means we're going to have to produce more gear first. So let's see, our smithies are, yeah, this dude is, the smithy here is already rocking it. I don't know why these aren't. We'll see about that. So altogether, the area we got there, well, I wanted to already build up a little bit of a trap maze today, but I want to browse first how dangerous elk birds are before I send my military into that, because, you know, there is a wild variance between your ironclad dwarfs will just topple them over, and it's going to be blood and a bloody massacre, and it's going to be really, really hilariously dangerous. Because if it's going to be problematic, my plan will be to take this as an opportunity and build up a Marks Dwarf squad, and we're going to just destroy those guys from above, and we're going to do a little bit of an archer tower here. That would be another level upstairs then. But yeah, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. For now, it's going to be important that we're closing the roof here, and then, well, sky's our limit. But I don't know how much I will do here in the next time. For now, I'm quite happy with it, because this means we're going to be able, so my idea was I'm going to put up a little bit of a zigzag thing here. So, well, this doesn't really add up, but you get the idea. Oh, thieves! So, we have thieves again. Let's see if they get trapped, but usually thieves are immune against traps, so you have to work against these otherwise. We're going to put up something that works against thieves. So since we got these really narrow passages, we can bring up chains like these. I think we had dogs that would work just nicely. All right, so let's see. I hope that we're going to have shale blocks available. If not, I'm going to order them now because I really want to go with a uniform look. So if you want to go for the uniform look, you can just bring up either a permanent order, but in this scenario, I'm going to go for a custom order. So I'm going to go for this one here, and I'm going to tell this guy to make me shale rock blocks, 10 of them. So this is a specific job. It's going to provide me the building material that I want. I mean, this guy here is by chance doing it just exactly like I want him to, but if you want to make sure, this is a nice way. I like to put up these one-time orders like these, especially when I got projects like that where I know that there's only a finite amount of building blocks that we need it for, and then we can continue. But this is mostly style now. Oh, come on, guys. Get into my position now correctly. Well, thing is, if a item is already marked to be hauled by another dwarf, it cannot be picked up by anybody. So it's a silly logic, but you cannot change it. And also, oh yeah, I hate it. So for some odd reason, the floor below bookcases cannot be smoothened. Don't ask me why. Most other furniture things, you can put up the smoothing designator afterwards. Not in this scenario. So we're going to do the smoothing now. And we're doing the engraving on this wall here already as well. So it's not going to get lost when the bookcases are standing there again. So a caravan has arrived. Wonderful. So at this point, our situation is actually quite brilliant. We don't really need anything from the outside world, but it's the outpost liaison, so it's actually worth trading with them, because the better they like us, the more likely it is going to be that good things will happen with this civilization. I think the goodwill also influences how likely it is that your fortress is going to be the next mountain home. But I need to do some proper research. I'm only guessing here. So come on, let's put the Gorlak on the leash here. So the idea is you put some docile animals on the leash, and they can detect baddies. You know. That's the whole thing. Wow, we got a cave crocodile. Damn. So we're going to put kittens on these. Why not? So stealth enemies, when they go past an animal, there's a chance that the animal will unstealth this critter. And with this chain method, as you see there, you can create quite nice control zone that's making sure that there's nothing going to be slipping through. Probably you can spread that all over the map, and you can. I heard that you can really do super crazy things with that, but we're going to leave it here with the beginner edition, you know. So diplomacy. Let's see. All right, so we're definitely going to take this. So we are going to get our reward now for our deeds, and we're going to get a nobleman. So we're going to take that, and let's see who's going to be our nobleman. Let's see. Well, the thing is, nobles are actually not that desirable. They are actually, yeah, let's put a peasant into that job. Why not? The peasant will be the baron. So if you want to power play here a little bit, you can go for the preferences of these people. And you know, we have now a new person bugging us. You know, So they want quivers and musical instruments, because now we have a new person that we need to take care of. And just like the mayor, the Baron will also have needs and the like. But I really appreciate that this happened. This gives us a good opportunity for the upcoming things. So let's see. I wonder if we ever will make some paper. I mean, according to what I looked up, everything is just as it should be. But we'll see about that. All right, so this area here is coming together nicely, and well, we just need to get rid of the elk birds, and then we can do exactly what we wanted to do there. So creating safe zones in the in the lower layers is always something you should do carefully, you know. So here we go. We're now barony, and now we got Baron. So we're going to work on that in the next episode. And I think this is a perfect moment to outro this. We almost got the box done. And yeah, I really thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. I think we got a few cool things together today. And leave me your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up, and consider subscribing. I'd be delighted if you did so. And there's playlist links down below to the rest of the series. If you just came on in here in between, you can get the whole thing there, and a lot of other tutorials. I also have a playlist for there. And at this point, I want to say thanks again to all the supporters of this channel. You guys are really making a lot of things here happening that are happening, like this new hardware. You might have noticed an upgrade in the audio quality. And yeah, if you want to support the channel as well, there's Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee as ways and means to do so. Check them out. I'd be really happy if you did, and if not, I really don't mind, because you're still hanging out and watching this video, and that really means a lot to me as well, and it supports the channel too. View time is extremely valuable nowadays, so appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. I hope you tune in next time again, and see you there.